Excellent, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday Opportunity Call, Immunotech Opportunity Call. This is Angelo Licari calling from San Antonio, Texas. A blessing to be with you as always. I am here to share with you how a unique product called Immunocal, precursor of glutathione, has become the opportunity of our lives. You may not know what glutathione is. That's okay. Just hang tight. We'll get to the bottom of this here. First of all, let me talk a little bit about Immunotech, the company which started 40 years ago as research and development, and only for the first 20 years they did research. It wasn't even a business. It just was a research and development. That's it. 20 years of that. 20 years ago, they entered the marketplace as the network marketing business model called Immunotech. And I am so thankful that it did, because now we have an opportunity as what network marketing, the business model is, as referral marketing. We talk about a product and we get paid referring people directly to the company. It's the greatest business plan out there. I will explain why that is in just a minute here. But let's talk a little bit about Immunocal and how important this product is for you and your health, and not only for you, but for your family and friends and your loved ones. It's important to know that through the decades, scientists, doctors, they've been looking for ways to raise our glutathione levels in our bodies. They're looking for ways to do that. And you may not know what glutathione is. That's okay. I'll explain it. It's very simple. Glutathione is in every single one of your cells. It's a very small molecule in every one of your cells. All of your cells have glutathione. It is extremely important for the functioning of our body. And without glutathione, we would die. The principal functions of glutathione, and again, now this isn't coming from me. This isn't even coming from Immunotech. This is coming from many doctors and scientists that have discovered glutathione and its functionings. And it's in the PDR, the physician's desk reference as well. You can go to pdr.net, type in Immunocal, and it'll tell you a lot of what I'm telling you as well. It's a very reputable source, obviously, as well. But let me just give you an idea of what glutathione is. So number one is that it builds our immune system. If we have high glutathione levels in our body, it builds our immune system is going to be able to function properly. And I always say, don't wait till you're sick before you take care of your health. Let's prevent it right now. Let's get our glutathione levels high right now. So that's the number one function, is it builds our immune system. And number two is that it detoxifies our cells, our organs, our lungs. It's a complete general detox of our whole body. It's very important. It also is the master antioxidant in our body. Out of all the antioxidants, glutathione is the number one most important antioxidant. High glutathione levels in our body, give us a complete regeneration at the cellular level. Now, I told you about glutathione. Guess what our product does? We want high glutathione levels, right? That's what we want in our body. You all can agree, based on what the PDR tells us, based on many, many articles all over the place. You can look and you can Google glutathione if you want. But it's so important to note that our product, this is the punchline, our product Immunocal is scientifically proven to raise your glutathione in your body. It raises the glutathione levels in our body, We also have medical validations, over 70 use patents. And when my wife and I said yes to Immunotech, one of the main reasons is we saw that in 2008, Dr. Luc Montagnier, who won the Nobel Prize in Medicine for his discovery of the HIV virus, this man, Luc Montagnier, he wrote a book called Oxidative Stress in Cancer, AIDS, and Neurodegenerative Diseases. 42nd chapter, he talked about Immunocal and how important it is for our immune system and how everyone needs to take Immunocal and how it is important for the raising of our glutathione levels. When the Nobel Prize of Medicine writes a chapter in his book about not an ingredient in our product, but our product Immunocal, we turned our head and said, this is going to be the greatest opportunity of our lives. We said yes, and Immunotech has given us so much more than we could ever imagine. So we do have clinical studies as well. You can, if you're a consultant, if you're just checking this out for the first time, There are clinical studies in our back office that proves how effective Immunocal is in treatments of cancer, diabetes, and HIV as well. The health of all people in the coming years will depend on their levels of glutathione. So you need to, what I'm telling you tonight, you need to do your own research too, but you can verify that everything that I'm telling you is true. Again, Immunocal is scientifically proven to raise our glutathione levels in our body. And, you know, I can't believe the amount of people every single day, every single week that we hear about thanking us, thanking our team, people in our team, how thankful they are that one of the members on our team or us have told them about Immunocal. And there's an opportunity out there as well, which I'm going to get into now. The opportunity is bigger than ever before. We are on a growth pattern. Immunotech, the company, has been growing the last 7 years. And network marketing, okay, the industry that we're involved in is $182 billion in industry every single year. $182 billion, humongous industry. And no other company in the industry has a product with 40 years of research and has clinical studies like we have. Nobody has a product like we have. This is the opportunity of our lifetime, and we're growing at a rapid rate. It's time to jump on board with us and see what we have to offer and see that everything that I'm telling you is true. We do have Dr. Ed Scholkoff on the line. He's going to talk to us a little bit, you know, before we get into our first guest here. He's going to talk to us about Contralenta. We have an amazing joint health product. But before we do that, I just want to give a quick resume of what happened last week. Dr. Edward talked about Magistral, and I'm just going to quickly re-mention this. The Magistral, we have great products, but this is another one that if you are 40 or older, you need to be on this product. It may help relieve urinary frequency, urgency, nighttime urination, and urinary hesitation associated with an enlarged prostate gland. It's an amazing product for men over 40, and you need to be on this product if that is you. So but I just want to see Edward Scholkoff. Are you there with us tonight?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm here.
Very, very good, Dr. Eduardo. He's the diamond consultant he lives in Illinois, and he is just so excited about what we have. He just became diamond in 7 months. He went diamond. So congratulations, doctor. If you can, talk to us a little bit about Contralenta, and then we'll get on to our next guest. Thank you for getting in and helping us tonight. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I first want to reinforce what you said about Immunocal. I'm super excited. You know, I will use a few seconds only to tell you we have more than 100 people here in Chicago yesterday, and we have some testimonies that give you goosebumps. We do not know. I think that everybody has to realize what it means to be in front of a product, Immunocal, that is wonderful for your health. And it's wonderful when you are not in health. And we are talking about most of the health challenge that everybody has. Then this will increase the glutathione in each cell, and with that, cells that are not doing well will do well. I will say only that, and I will concentrate in my 2 minutes in Contralenta, because there are some other products, and you know that I'm concentrating in Immunocal because I'm still in practice, and it goes from, you know, preterm labor to whatsoever. I do everything, and it works. I do family medicine. But there is a product called Contralenta that everybody has to know about. It's a very, very good concentrate product of 6 components that are especially for osteoarthritis and for other arthritis. But remember that most of the people that are 50 or more, if you take pictures of their spine, of their knees, most of them will have some sign of osteoarthritis. Then this has 5 components, all natural, has glucosamine and chondroitin sulfate, and also has MSM, and has boric acid or boron when it's very concentrate. And I would like everybody to understand what it means, because osteoarthritis and in general the arthritis you have multiple products, but there's no product as concentrated and as complete as these. And the same, like I talk about Magistral. Magistral is a product that you give to somebody that is having hesitation, discomfort, feels that the bladder is not empty, and because it's liquid, the next day you will have an answer. In this case, it will take a little longer, but it's probably from the hundreds of products that talks about osteoarthritis, is probably the best, and is not at all expensive for what it gives. It has basically including devil's claw root that has also some anti-inflammatory properties. This is well documented. Everybody can go to Immunocal Science and click Contralenta and we'll find the components of these.
Yes, you go to Immunotech. Yeah, real quick, doctor. You go to Immunotech.com, and you right there you see products. You put it over. You put your cursor over products, and all of our products come up. But you click on Contralenta, and that's what he's talking about. Go on, Edward. Thank you.
Sorry if I make a mistake, but perfect. That's what you have to do. You have to go to Contralenta, and then you can highlight each of the products that probably you do not know, like boron, and go and find out what it is. And you will find, you only have to Google it, and you will find that all these components work for your arthritis pain, and your arthritis inflammation. Then, obviously, you know how important is all the other, but the transparency of the company that I imagine that sooner or later you will talk about, you will see these all in the website. Then I hope that everybody that is hearing will be able to go and search. This is a very good product. It's very easy to obtain, and it's very easy to digest. There's no complication and no contraindication. Wow. That's all, and if you have any other questions, I will be happy to answer.
Yes, no, that's perfect. Thank you, Dr. Eduardo. It's always a pleasure. Give us a little a taste. What product are you going to talk about next week? Do you know yet?
Yeah, I will talk about K21.
Canutra K21. Excellent.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. You have a wonderful night. Keep fighting a good fight. You have a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, real quick too, Contralenta, it basically supports healthy joints and promotes joint mobility and flexibility. It helps the joint lubrication, the connective tissues around the joints, and healthy cartilage, and encourage the joint comfort. So everything he said is exactly right. And it's always good, even for me, to hear about all the products that we have and how they can benefit each and every one of our lives in a different way. So that is so amazing. And I'm going to introduce our next guest. We have an amazing executive diamond on the phone with us. Foster, are you there with us?
Yes, I am, Angelo. I am.
Very good. How are you tonight?
Fantastic. It couldn't be better, I'm telling you.
Well, there you go. Well, you know, it's so, your story has rang true to so many people's lives, and it's impacted so many people. And, you know, I just want you to talk about, first, Foster, some of the people on the line may not know your story, but just tell us your condition and what you were doing before Immunotech, and what, you know, when Immunotech came into your life, what did you see?
Right. Well, thank you, Angelo, for the opportunity. I mean, I have heard you talk about, you know, what a great company we have, and truly, Immunotech is a company to be proud of. I've said this many times in the past that, you know, Immunotech is truly a company to be proud of, and it's a company where magic happens, because when I look back, 18 years for me, it's been a long journey, but it's been a blessing, to say the least. You know, prior to joining Immunotech, I had sustained a lower back injury, and I was dependent on Tylenol number 3. And I was on this product for a good 5 years before I got introduced to Immunotech in 1999. And of course, I was diligent because the person who introduced me to this product has a PhD in science, and she was very excited about the possibilities of the potential benefit of what this product could do. And frankly, for the first 3 months, I was taking 3 pouches of Immunocal, and I can tell you, this was in February of 1999. By May of 1999, I knew that this is an opportunity where I could really set myself free financially, and of course, the rest has been history, Angelo.
Wow, that is so good to hear. And where are you originally from?
Well, originally from Ghana, West Africa. I came to Canada in the mid-'80s, and of course, like all immigrants, you come into North America or some part of the world, you go into that land of opportunity to see that paradise on earth. And of course, I made it here, and life was good. But I was no different from those who were living from paycheck to paycheck. There was a problem with how I was living my life. I had a good job that fortunately I was in management for about 12 years with a particular company in Toronto. But when I received a paycheck, Angelo, it was supposed to last for 14 days. And for some strange reason, I was able to stretch it for 10 days, and there was always 4 days left at the end of the month. And
you ran out of money.
Money runs out before time, and this was going on, every 2 weeks. And I figured, I got to do something. And of course, I was in a position where I had started a family, and I realized, listen, this can't go on forever. And when Immunotech was presented in 1999, I looked at the company and I asked 3 simple questions. Has the business worked in the past? And of course, in my case, the person who introduced me was able to point to folks like, John Solider, Wally Krolick, names that you guys were familiar with. And it has worked in the past. I asked the question, is it working now? Of course, there was enough evidence that it was working. I saw people who were making significant amount of money. And I asked the question again, would it work in the future? That was the time when she pointed to Paul Pilzer's book called The Wellness Revolution, and talking about the projection of this industry becoming a $1 trillion business. And when I saw all those numbers and the science behind some of the highlights that you gave earlier, to me, it was just a home run. You could definitely tell that this was something that was going to change the way business is done. And I saw the passive income opportunity, knowing that this business has recurring revenue. It was the best investment I could see myself getting into. Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You, like many people, right now on the phone, you may be just looking at us for the products, or maybe you do want more out of life like Foster did in 1999 when he was living paycheck to paycheck, having 4 days, his money was ran out, but he had 4 days left before his next paycheck. And that may or may not be you, but maybe you do want more out of life. Foster saw our opportunity like my wife and I did, like Dr. Eduardo Shulkoff, and thousands of people. And they said yes to Immunotech, and the rest is history, because they went out and worked hard. They went out and talked to people, referring people directly to the company. And that's one of the things I want to just pause real quick and talk about why this is the greatest business model. It's the greatest business model for you, for anyone. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your age, your race, your education. You can build this Immunotech business and get paid significant money doing it if you want to work hard, if you want to get out there and talk to people. You have an opportunity to make more money here than the person that's even above you, or maybe that has been here for many years. I see it over and over with our company. It's such a fair business model. And, there's 2 different options when entering Immunotech. There's a $525 consultant kit. It gives you a business kit along with Immunocal. But when you say yes to Immunotech, you're saying yes to so many things. Number one, you're partnering with 40 years of research, millions and millions of dollars of research that have been put into our products. You're getting a website that's worth $1.2 million has been invested in our website. You get that. You don't have any overhead. You get a call center that ships the product right from the company to your people's doorsteps without you having to do any of that shipping or anything like that. You get all these things, and it's so unique. We are very unique in the marketplace with our unique product, Immunocal, and many, many more that we're going to get into as the weeks go on here. So, Foster, tell us a little bit about your family too. How this business, how Immunotech, receiving a paycheck now for 18 years now, going on 19 years, and tell us how this is going to basically has changed your family. I mean, people can't even keep a job for more than sometimes 5, 6, 7 years. They're changing jobs all the time. We need to really get a second income. If you put all your eggs in one basket, it's just, many financial experts tell us that's not smart to be all in on one thing. So if you're listening on this call and you just have, you have one job and that's all that you have, it's so important to diversify. And Foster, tell us, you've been so solid with Immunotech. This has been your only income. Tell us a little bit about how this has changed your lifestyle with your family and your kids. Being at the executive diamond level, it's the second to the highest rank in the company. And tell us a little bit about that, how it's changed your family, Foster.
Thank you again, Angelo, for the opportunity. For me personally, this is humbling. I tell you, I get goosebumps every time I have to repeat my story. And it's an old story, but it's a good story because here I am, joined the company February of 1999. By May of that year, I had already made a decision to go full-time. And I told the story that I joined. Yes, in February 3rd of 1999, received my very first check. 2 weeks after that, I was around 18th of February 1999 and hasn't stopped. I remember vividly the first time I received my first $10,000 check and I went to the bank. And I asked them if I could, cash half of this check. And they looked at me like, what has happened here? This guy, anyway, they knew what was in the bank account. But the good news is since that time, I can tell you, I've reached a point of no return. We talk about money quite often when we're talking about the business opportunity. And really, money will have different meaning to different people. For me personally, money, serves as a means to an end. And what that means is, there are certain things that are very important to me. I've been blessed because of this business. I have three children that, been in private school from day one, has really laid a solid foundation for their future. But when I look at our family lifestyle, I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment when I joined this company, and that is not long ago. That was 18 years ago. But I can tell you in a short few years, we were able to move into a home where we have been blessed, and we've traveled. I mean, places that I can only tell you it takes money to really do that. The last family vacation we went on, we were in Africa for 6 weeks. And we talk about passive and residual income. While we were gone in 6 weeks, we made more money than most people will probably earn, at executive level in the corporate world. But the most important thing I can tell people is this. Every paycheck you get working for somebody, as good as that may sound, okay, it's still temporary because the day you walk away from that job, that income earned. Will end right there. Based on the Immunotech opportunity, as I see it, not only that life is good today, but God forbid, if something happens to me today, my wife and children are secure because of this recurring revenue. Of course, you mentioned how solid my business is, and I understood the concept from day one. And I made sure that I built solid legs. And fortunately for me, some of the folks that I started with in 1999, 2000, to the early 2001, they're still with me today. So, there's about 4, 5, 6 legs that I know the 4 are solid with diamond legs. And this is how I have positioned myself. And I've always supported every leg, leader supported by leader. This is team effort. And, the way I look at this generational income, it's like some of the concepts that we see in Scripture. This may not go for everybody, but when you have one generation after the other, with leaders and people multiplying and being fruitful. I look at a story, a beautiful story that, we have names that some of you are familiar with. When you think about Adam, you think about Noah, you think about Abraham, you think about Isaac, you think about Jacob, you think about Joseph. This is what we call generation. And if you build solid generation with partners like this, it's impossible not to have that recurring revenue. So, there's not a place that I can say, if I want to travel to tomorrow, I can go. And I have met so many friends in these 18 years that I can go to any country where we do business. And frankly, I can call it a home. I have businesses in the UK, Ireland, throughout Canada, United States. And the fact that this business has no territorial limitations, wherever the company goes, we go along with that investment that you mentioned, Angelo. Just imagine, where can you get into a business with about $600, and as the company grows and expands, you grow and expand along the way. I mean, this is probably the best investment anybody can make for their future. So, there's a lot we can talk about, and Angelo, I just don't want to monopolize this time, but just take it over. I appreciate the opportunity.
That is exactly right. That's one of the, I didn't mention, but that 525 obviously has plus taxes and shipping. But you get an international business, no matter what country you're in, you get, whether U.S., Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Ireland, Trinidad, Tobago, Canada, so you say yes, you get it instantly. You're an international business. All of the millions and thousands of dollars that the company invested to open up those countries the right way, you get that. You can sign people up. You can refer people in all these countries, plug them right into Immunotech. They ship the product right to their doorstep in their country, and you get commissions for doing that. It's an incredible opportunity. And, the other way, if you're just on this line and you're thinking you just want to check out and see if our products really work, if they do what they say they're supposed to do, we do have customer packs as well. For under $200, you can get 2 boxes of Immunocal, or 1 platinum, 1 regular, or 2 platinums. There's different options there as well. So it really is up to you. The ball is in your court to decide whether you want to be a consultant or a customer. And also, if you're saying yes, you're on the line and you're saying yes, I want to jump in. I want to become a consultant with Immunotech. Basically, what's going to happen is you'll get your kit, a familiar size, get a little educated of what we have to offer, talk to the person that invited you on this call. This is only a short call. It's not meant to give you all the information. It's just enough to get you started and get you digging and help you to understand how amazing this opportunity is. But basically, so you say yes as a consultant, you get educated yourself, and then if you invite 4 people that want to do the same thing that you're doing, basically your product that you invested in becomes free. So you have a real opportunity to have all these benefits that I talked about, and if you refer 4 different people in, you actually get your product for free back to you. And there's so many people that need our products. It's not just a gimmick or a money game. These are real products that work, and I know all of us know 4 to 5, probably 10 people, friends and family, that have health challenges or that need extra money. And this is the answer for them. It's the answer for many, many people. And lastly, Foster, I just want to, I know you, we're going to get this call wrapped up here, but I know that you wrote a book. Tell us the title of the book and where we can get it if you can, very quickly. It's incredible that we got people in Immunotech that are authors. So go ahead, Foster.
Angelo, I'll tell you, I wasn't expecting this, but I appreciate the promo. Listen, folks, if you're listening, this is real, and this is as real as it can get. I have written a book called How to Fire Your Boss and Hire Yourself, and this is a very simple book, but the idea is to use this book as an instant recruiting tool and also use it as a training tool, and that's what I use with my group. But I recently got this book translated into Spanish, and it's going to hit the markets in a matter of weeks, but stay tuned. I'm going to be regular on this call every Thursday, and when the opportunity comes to really answer a question or two, I'll be more than happy to. But we're going to grow together, and we have already made it this far. So, Angelo, I'm going to really lock arms with you guys, and the future is just bright as I can see. So the best is yet to come. Back to you, Angelo.
That's exactly right. How to fire your boss and hire yourself. Excellent, Foster. Thank you so much. That's right. The future is brighter than ever. We have been growing the past 7 years, astronomically record numbers, and we're already on record pace this year from last year. So we are moving forward at a high pace. Get on the train because the opportunity is now for you. The difference between Foster and you, he entered 20 years ago, and you may be thinking, well, he got in at the beginning when it was good. But guess what? People have entered in the last year or two, not to make Foster look bad, but they've entered the last year or two and are making more income than Foster has because they are out working, showing this business to as many people as they can every single day. And maybe that's not you, or maybe that is you that's saying, I want this, I want to jump in and do this. So the opportunity is there. It's not about us, it's about you. We do this call every Thursday to help you and encourage you and to be a tool for you to use. There's so many tools on our website as well, immunotech.com. And get with the person that invited you, folks. That is it from San Antonio, Texas. Good night, everyone. We will be on next week, same time, same call number. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye, everyone.